Welcome back to the Overheard Podcast, recorded live in Banff. My name is Daniel Ruedl. With me always,
Matty Rage. Let's go.
My co-host. With us today is a very special guest. We have Devan Malloy, also known as DuBzZ. Two Z's?
Two Z's, yeah.
Z's? Zeds? What are we, Canadians?
Zed.
Zeds?
Yeah.
You say
Two
Zed, two
Zs.
Z's. Z sounds weird, eh?
Yeah.
If it is your first time joining us here on the Overheard Podcast, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe across all the platforms. Do us a huge favor. It helps us bring you more episodes like this, more local content from Banff, Canmore, Lake Louise, the whole Bow Valley, and beyond. We have big plans on expansion, so follow us along for the journey. Our guest today is Devan Malloy, also known as DuBzZ, originally from Halifax, now bringing the heat to the Rockies. DuBzZ is a multi-genre DJ based right here in Banff. He has a deep love for high-energy sets. His sound moves seamlessly through house, dubstep, and drum and bass. Whether he's lighting up a mountainside stage or pushing bass in a late-night club, DuBzZ blends heavy, low-end with genuine passion for the festival culture he lives and breathes. He's actually just getting back from some shows. We'll talk about that in a bit. When the decks are packed away, you'll find him ski touring big lines or scouting the best hiking trails, often fueled by an appreciation for elevated herbal culture. And maybe a little drink shaft or two. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. How's the day going so far?
Great. A little tired, obviously, with the shows this weekend and my flight delays, but happy to be here. Happy to be filming.
Right on.
Thanks for having me on.
A little bit of a crazy story on how we got here today. We'll get to that in a little bit. Before we do, this episode is brought to you by Drink Shaft. We will get right back with you after a little ad.
Hell yeah.
Banff hits different. Cold air, frozen mornings, and that brief stillness before the day kicks off. Fuel your early starts with Drink Shaft, the non-alcoholic, all-natural espresso energy drink made for mountain days and the longer ones around the house or the office. Find Drink Shaft in over 1,000 stores across Western Canada. Grab one before you head out on your next adventure. Remember that seasons change, but Drink Shaft, it always stays the same.
All right, baby. We're back.
We are back. Let's get right into it. Devin, I thought we could start with why Banff? How'd you end up here? Out of anywhere you could have went, why'd you choose Banff?
So it was actually a really funny story. I was working for a door-to-door sales company, and we were in Grand Prairie. And I happened to sell the most security systems that week. So
Cool.
I got to go on the team that was like the winners of that week. And we took a trip from Grand Prairie through Jasper and into Banff, and then to Calgary, which was like our final stop. And I remember like getting out in Jasper, thought it was beautiful. But when I got out at Lake Louise and stood on the rock pile at Moraine Lake, I was like, I'm gonna live here. And all my friends were like, no, like you're a city guy. Like you're I was like, no, I'm gonna live here. Like this is unreal. It was the first time I remember feeling like calm and chill and like feeling like I was an ant on the earth, which was really cool. So it just grounded me in a way that nowhere else really ever could.
Amazing. Yeah, the mountains definitely have a way of making you feel small, especially at the rock pile.
Yeah. Well, it's like, it's very difficult to describe to someone else. Like pictures don't really do this place justice.
No.
And like, even as a kid, like I'd heard of Banff, but seeing it for myself just completely changed my perspective, and I was like, I need to live here.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not what a travel book would describe.
Not at all.
We talked a little bit in your intro about your love for festival culture. Bit of a story about how you got here today. Landed quite early this morning.
Yeah.
Where you been at? What you been doing?
So I went on Thursday to Toronto. It was supposed to just be a quick 2-day trip. Coming back Sunday. My fiance got invited to do a training up there, so I was tagging along. Saw that Subtronics was playing, so we booked tickets. Her flights got changed. My flight didn't. So I went to the second day of Subtronics, and then leaving the concert, get a text message from Flair saying, hey, your flight's been delayed until Tuesday. And I was like, oh God. And if you've ever traveled a value carrier, they don't really have a number for you to reach out to.
Value carrier, I like that.
Well, I mean, it's the best way to put it. There's zero frills.
We got a little background noise. We're just going to pause for a minute here.
Oh, it's almost done.
So we are back. We were talking about Flair and discount carriers and your adventure getting from Toronto to here. Subtronics Night 2.
Yeah, so leaving Subtronics Night 2, I get the message from Flair saying, yeah, your flight's been canceled. We're rerouting you on this flight. And it was Tuesday morning at 5 a.m., which I was like, okay, I can still get back. I can still make the podcast. But now I need to find like a place to stay, et cetera, et cetera. So with a value carrier, you can't just call them. Like with WestJet or Air Canada, they have a customer service line dedicated 24 hours.
No problem.
It's really easy for you to figure things out. Flair Air does not do anything. So I find a hotel, which is another story in and of itself, because I thought I was booking a hotel with like a balcony suite sort of idea. Turned out to be an apartment. That was like a shared room, and I'll show you pictures off camera. But I was basically in a closet.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
no.
so, I was in like a closet and a shared bathroom, and like had to argue with Hotels.com. So I just literally like rotted in the bed and didn't do anything for like 2 days. But yeah, they ended up canceling my flight again, and I wouldn't have made the podcast. But I got a phone call from them this time, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we can change your flight. You can fly out at 10:50." So it's like 7 o'clock at night. I like grabbed everything, ran to Toronto Pearson, and then the flight was delayed again, but I still got here in time. So
Well, thank you so much, man. Like, what a nightmare. Like, we get here today, and Devin's like, I got back at 4 a.m. because I saw he was on a flight going to Toronto on Thursday, and we had just spoke. I'm like, what? Like, how's he gonna? So thank you so much for making it, man.
Absolutely,
That's crazy.
Wild.
How was Subtronics?
unreal. Night one was fantastic, very curated, specific to like the tour. You could tell.
Yes.
The openers were all fantastic, and then night two, you could tell it was more of a freestyle show for him, where he got to play what he wanted to rather than having to play what everybody else wanted, which was really good. The openers, not to talk bad about any of them, I just felt the openers were better the first day. And if the openers on night one set two were together, that would have been the best show, but it ended up balancing out.
Nice.
Openers were a little weak, but his was stronger, vice versa the other way
So
around.
different openers both nights?
Yeah, so both
okay.
nights it was completely different people. All
Sick.
Toronto cast, so
sick.
all the
That's the way to
openers
do it.
were from Toronto.
Nice.
And actually, night two, the opener was a female DJ who had
sick.
never. She was from Toronto and had never gotten to play Ruedl. They said it was a 360 style show.
Yeah.
And one really cool thing about Ruedl is they have rings on their ceiling. It's designed like Omnia, the nightclub in Las Vegas.
Cool.
So those rings move and they all have screens built into them.
Oh, sick. We're back.
Okay, so we are back.
How long you been in Banff now?
So 4 years this time, and then a year previous.
So when you first arrived here, like what felt right? You mentioned like that feeling at the rock pile.
Yeah.
And what felt harder in a sense as you kind of established yourself in Banff?
Like I'm someone that's always had anxiety, and I guess my anxiety was kind of soothed by
Cool.
being in the mountains. So that made it feel right. Like to feel like I was, just like a cog in the wheel and like didn't have pressure was really cool, considering when I'm in a city, I feel the opposite. Like there's a million people around me, but I feel like I have the pressure to be bigger, whereas it was the opposite here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wild.
Definitely has that vibe here. Like I kind of had that same feeling. Once you figure out that this place is for you,
Yeah.
it's a hard feeling to shake.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it's like even when you want to kind of like the thought of maybe going to Calgary. 'Cause I love it here because I love all aspects of Banff life. My fiance doesn't, enjoy the outdoors as much as I do.
Fair.
So the constant debate between whether or not we stay in Banff or we move, we're like, well, we can drive 30 minutes to go to Walmart versus like it would be a whole lot harder for me to ski 100 days if we were to live in Calgary, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I know it just locks you in. Like even if you go home for a visit, you're there for like 4 days, and you're like, man, get me out of here. Like that's enough. I'm going back to the mountains.
I feel like frequent trips, maybe out of Banff or out of the city, really solidifies that like love for being here. Because like as soon as I leave, man, I leave the mountains. I'm on the highway. Yeah, city's cool. Go to a store that you maybe can't hit, or go to a restaurant you maybe don't have. And then after about 45 minutes, you're like, I kind of want to go home now.
Yeah. Well, and it's like you have more of an appreciation when you don't do those things as frequently.
For sure.
Right. So like getting to go to Subtronics, if I lived in a city, I would probably spend way too much money on going to concerts. Not that I
Yeah, fair
didn't
enough.
spend way too much money this weekend.
That's a fair point.
But it's really fun. You get to experience new things, and it's not like I don't get to go do things here. I get everything I want living in this town. Feels like you're living in a big city, but it's just a small portion of that big city, right?
Big time. And we got some big city events coming we're going to talk about later in the show.
We'll get into
that segment. What advice would you give to someone that maybe wants to build a life here long term? It's not the easiest place to stay.
Definitely. I mean, like, you really need to know what you're getting yourself into. So if you're someone that wants to earn or have like a high income job, you either need to have the skill set coming here and be moving into that and like be dedicated to that, or understand that you're going to have trade-offs. You're going to earn maybe less money, but you're going to have a more relaxed lifestyle, which overall some people would say is better than being like a super high income earner, right?
I mean, I think lifestyle is a big thing to consider when you're thinking about where to make your life, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely some positives and some negatives to living in a tourist town like Banff, or to living like in a city, say Calgary, Red Deer, Edmonton, or the surrounding areas, or even where we're from in Ontario, right? The positives definitely outweigh the negatives, if you ask me, or if you ask anyone in the States long term, right? Great advice on either taking your skill here or learning to kind of
adapt. I mean, like, because like you think about it, like if you live in a city, you're going to pay less money in rent. And you're going to have more access to certain items, but it depends. If you're someone that likes to hike or climb or ski or snowboard, there's nowhere better to be than a ski town, right?
100%.
So it's that trade-off. A lot of my friends, I'm very fortunate because I have a great group of friends in Calgary. So whenever I want to go to the city to do anything, they support me, they help me, and I've got a place to stay. But also I get the advantage of being here, and then I get to invite them to come do things like ski joring or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they get to experience both sides of it. They get to come to Banff without spending all the money or less money.
True.
Spending $1,000 a month on a hotel room hits a little harder when it's like, man, I could just stay at my buddy's house. Like,
exactly. Make sure that if you're coming here, you try not to be reliant on staff accommodation, or like try to get out of staff accommodation as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to build a life here, you can't really do it at the Fairmont Annex. So like,
well, that's it. It's like you're trying to establish yourself, gather things, right? Like furniture and just,
nobody comes here with like a full house of furniture. Like I had like a backpack and a suitcase when I came out here, and that was it.
But now you have.
Yeah, now I have a bunch of crap I have to move, so.
What's one thing that Banff has taught you that you don't think you could have learned anywhere else?
That I'm not the most important person on the planet. Like, I don't really like. I always will probably have some sort of an ego. I think that most people.
Everyone does.
Yeah, or at least you, up or down, one way or the other. You're either positive or negative ego. But when I was in Nova Scotia and I kind of moved through to like Toronto and moved my way, I didn't think I was going to leave Toronto because I thought Toronto was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I can't imagine living in Toronto now.
No, I know. I couldn't go back now. I'm just like, dude, I'd be stressed out like 24/7.
Yeah, but at one point in my life, I thought the coolest thing ever would be living in a downtown apartment in Toronto. That lifestyle, like being a baller, going out to a club like Ruedl every night, or like having bottle service would be great. And then moving here, I was like, I want less of that. I decided I don't want to skin fade anymore. You know, I got a little bit of an ego checker moment when I came out here, and if anything, it was for the better. So yeah,
I think just like when you move farther away from the city, there's less emphasis on how personally cool you are, or how personally cool you're maybe perceived.
Yeah,
and people are just kind of themselves.
Yeah,
there's less of a like
enough.
Maybe acting for the public to try to seem cool. Like that's what I found. Like I went to a bar in Toronto. I'm not going to say which one. I was ordering a pizza. I was ordering food, and I don't drink. So I was just like looking at these bartenders, and I was like, man, like, no offense to these guys, but they seem to be trying really hard to look cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like
You could just tell right away.
That seems like that's a lot of pressure to like try to look cool all the time. You know what I mean? And like,
that's funny.
I was just kind of It was a reflective moment because I've done that job and I've been that, trying to look cool bartender before. And it's like, it seems like it's amplified more in the city.
Did it hit home because you were there at one point?
For sure. Well, yeah, bro. Like 100%, dude. Right? So I feel like there is kind of more of an act and more of like I don't know. Like it takes more to stand out in a city. So you have to kind of make yourself look cooler,
you gotta
look
put
more
on a little
unique.
bit of a show, you know?
Yeah. Like,
well, it's like that. It's like that big fish, small pool mentality.
Interesting.
Whereas like here, if you work, like for example, you guys have both worked at the Grizzly house for forever. So you guys are known as stable people that work there. People know you. Same with like me. The two places that I've worked that were in town that weren't the Fairmont, people knew me as that, being primarily like who I was. But you either come across as like, people have no idea who you are, right? Like if you had met me at my last job, there are a lot of people who did not like me because of the rules that were at that particular establishment.
Yeah.
Whereas if you come in and see me at my new establishment, totally different vibe because of the way that I'm able to handle that situation. So you saying like people having to be like upscale and high end. My cousin worked at a couple different bars in Toronto, and like they were encouraging her to do parts like things to her body, like modifications to her body.
Wild.
That's crazy.
And they were like offering
that's
to
like-
pay her to do it. Like
You
it
gotta
was
like
insane.
draw the line somewhere.
So
that's
it's like
wild.
it wouldn't surprise me that that's the mentality
Which
that
is
people
totally
have.
not the vibe here. Like,
Yeah,
that
at
seems
all.
insane
Yeah.
to me, man.
Right? They want you to be yourself here,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
For sure. Interesting. I wonder if that, because I've mentioned this on the pod before.
Yeah.
That I've heard on another pod.
Yeah.
That your level of humility is often dictated by the amount of people you live around. So,
okay.
when you're living in a big city, the interactions that you have with strangers tend to be smaller, and you're not going to see that person again. So, in the back of your mind, it's subconscious, but you don't really care. Whereas, like in a small town, if you're cutting someone off in traffic, that's your neighbor, that's your banker, could be your dentist.
Flip somebody off.
You know what I mean?
You're
Yeah.
home and you're like, oh shit, sorry.
like I've said before, like I don't have an Overheard Podcast sticker on my snowboard stuff because sometimes I duck the rope and I don't want them to know it's me. You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I mean?
fair.
Like, so there's a bit more humility when you close the proximity, or I guess the amount of people that you live close to, which is an interesting phenomena, you know?
The other
It
thing-
definitely applies.
The other thing is, in a city, like, more people care about the people that are in the room that they're in, if that makes sense. So, like, people are more likely in a city to want to go and network with,
Fair.
like, higher income potential and stuff like that. So,
Oh, yeah.
like, for example, if you're in Toronto and someone hears that Drake is at a bar, a bunch of people will flock to that bar
to
because
be
they
there.
want to see there. They want to be in the same room as that person, even though all they've done is pay $50 to be in the same room as another celebrity, which is wild, right?
We don't
Like,
really have that here.
No, like, you know, Justin Bieber was at Pizza Sofia, and like people heard about it, and they obviously tried to run to go see him, but it was nowhere near what it would have been if like paparazzi had gotten a hold of him in a big city, right?
Interesting. I never even thought of it like
Yeah.
that. But yeah, I guess there is less of that like celebrity chasing culture here. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, they come here all the time. I don't really
People
care.
just don't really care. Like you're like it's
Yeah,
it's
we're
almost
just like, yo, what up?
yeah,
Like,
we're
what's going on?
desensitized
Yeah,
to it, right? Like
Let's move on to DJing specifically.
Yeah, let's
'cause
get
that's
into
what we
it.
came here to talk
Yeah,
about.
100%.
I'm recently celebrating 1 year Saturday nights at the Pump and Tap.
Yeah, Saturdays every other
So
week.
yeah, I want to congratulate you for
Thanks,
that.
I
That's
appreciate
a big
that.
accomplishment. Congratulations to both of you guys
Thank you,
on
I
your
appreciate
1 year.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Yeah.
So if you're bored every other Saturday, we
Yeah.
are playing not this Saturday, but next.
No, we are playing this Saturday and
wait,
next.
we are.
Yeah, so
Saturday.
the schedule is a little bit weird.
Oh, it's because I was
yeah.
on a long week this week. And now I'm all mixed up.
We're doing back-to-back weeks because I'm away 2 weeks in February. I'm going
sweet.
to visit my family and then going to another festival, actually.
So, you know, if you have a rough Saturday and you're looking to have a couple of pints with some great music, go see these guys down at the Pump and Tap. Man.
Absolutely.
How'd you get into DJing? Was that something that kind of happened organically, or is it something that you decided one day, I'm going to devote myself to this craft?
A mix of both, actually. So prior to the pandemic, I had an interest in like mostly rap music and kind of had shifted into some more electronic music. When you start listening to electronic music, I think it's kind of a meme, but everybody kind of goes, "Ooh, I could do that. I could hit play. I could hit the roll button a couple times." So I was sitting at home with nothing to do, and I was very fortunate during that time period. I had a job that basically paid me like 80% of what I was making, and I was working a commission-based job at that time.
Nice.
So I got like $3,000 every month to just sit at home and watch like articles on how to sell phones.
Perfect.
So I was like, put those on over here, laptop and controller, and kind of learn the basics. And being from Halifax, we have a very small scene in Halifax. Lots of music in Halifax, but very small scene. A guy that I worked with at the Dome. He was the resident DJ
The
there.
Liquor Dome?
The Liquor Dome, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard stories of the Liquor Dome.
I've got
no.
plenty we could talk about, but I was working there as kind of a bar back when they were open because my cousin was the GM of one of their like side bars.
Cool.
The DJ, the resident DJ, his name was Tom Fleming. So I like went to him and approached him and I was like, hey man, like, can you give me some ideas of like what controller I should buy and like how I get started? So he sat down with me, we had coffee. He gave me like 7 songs to transition. And my fiance's gonna watch this and she's gonna remember all 7 of those songs. So I probably played them 6,000 times a day while I was just trying to learn how to beat match and make it work properly and how to flow songs
like,
together.
make it sound good, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So that's how it started. And so Tom's currently the Vancouver Canucks DJ. So I was taught how to DJ by the Canucks DJ. Yeah.
That's sick.
Pretty lucky to have that, that great wealth of advice out of the gate.
Very fortunate timing because
Cool.
he like left just after that 2022, right before I moved out here. He moved to Vancouver as well. So yeah,
Wild.
so semi-organically, but also like out of like boredom, effectively. Yeah.
Interesting. What was your first public set like? How did that go? And how have you gone from there to now?
So the first time I ever played for people outside of my bedroom was at a friend's birthday party. We threw like a bush rave.
Oh, yeah.
I maybe had too many soda. And I got up to DJ. I had like a whole 30-minute set curated and ready to go. And I stood up in front of the controller. And I swear to God, I looked like I was a 4-year-old trying to control the Millennium Falcon. I had like a massive anxiety attack and panicked. So to go from that to playing every other Saturday is quite funny. Shout out to the Mad Beats crew. They're going to remember that exact moment because all 30 of us were at an acreage in Blairmore. And,
Wild.
Yeah, it was quite the experience. But to go from that to like now being able to stand up and actually play for an hour to 2 hours sometimes is wild.
How do you curate your sets now? You mentioned your first one, you had a 30-minute set list planned.
Yeah.
Are you kind of planning set lists still to this day? Or are you kind of more off the cuff? You kind of know what matches? You play with Matty a lot. You guys go back to back. You guys play kind of your own sets, or what, how do you guys do that?
It's a mixture.
done both, yeah.
Yeah, like me and Matty have played back to back a couple times.
Yeah, that was sick.
At Mel's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fun.
we have a very similar sound when we play drum and bass, and then like our house sets or our like more dance floor sets are very different. We bring 2 totally different vibes.
yeah.
Cool.
You can tell that Matty listens to a lot more metal music than I do.
For sure.
A little bit more techno thrown into his sets, and I have a little bit more, I'd say, like bubblegum bass house.
Yeah.
But yeah, like sometimes I'll plan something, but like the last time I played Open Decks, I had a very wonky jump up set with like no lyrics, pre-planned and prepped. And then I get like 3 songs in, and this guy comes up to the booth. And Open Decks, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But I have like a drum and bass set that's all dance floor that like people are gonna love and they're gonna be able to sing along to while also moving. And the guy's like, we need lyrics. So I just completely switched from the set that I had curated.
Abandoned ship.
Yeah,
Oh,
to more vocal based stuff because that's what the crowd wanted, and you're not gonna if you have people dancing, you don't want to lose the dance floor. So I kind of go off the cuff, but
Cool.
you always try to have some transitions ready to go so that it sounds good, and then you know exactly what you're doing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you have
How do
any
you,
like real banger tracks? Like these
everybody.
transitions are sick and
everybody
you save them for a
does, yeah.
moment?
I think everybody's sick of hearing the Shabuzi remix that I have. I have like a drum and bass remix to the Shabuzi song, and like it goes off every time. Someone comes to look at the decks to figure out what song is playing every time, but I play it in just about every set. So people are probably starting to get tired of that one.
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh,
man. I
yeah,
don't
we've all
think
got
so.
our sets. What's your best way reading the room? Like just to keep the crowd going?
Good question.
See, this is something that I was taught, and there's no offense meant or anything like that, but you got to make sure women are dancing.
Yep.
Like at the end of the day,
Straight up, dude.
yeah,
I do the same thing. Yeah.
Like, listen, let's be real here. Like, everybody wants to dance, and like if there's a bunch of women on the dance floor dancing, it makes everybody want to dance. Women want to dance, guys want to dance.
100%.
So whatever you can do to keep people moving is what you want to do. But specifically, you want to find the group of girls on the dance floor that are having the most fun, because they're going to be the ones that build your energy better than you ever can. Because you've got to focus on what you're mixing. They just have to sit there and dance, right?
And how do you get them to that place? Like if it's say you start, usually you would start a set, I would assume the room isn't super full.
Yeah.
Like you don't just walk into like this isn't stadium shows.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
How do you get how do you get that first group going?
Well, if it depends on how many people are there, but you know, you find you play a banger and like you'll see how people react. If you play something that you think is gonna hit and it doesn't hit, you just switch to something else. Like I have a lot of Taylor Swift in my inventory, so like I'll usually
you got to send me a couple because was it New Year's?
Yeah,
I was DJing at Magpie, and this chick comes up with her phone. She's like, "Can you play some Taylor Swift for my friend?" And I'm like, "Man, this is one thing I don't have." And then she comes back like 2 seconds later. She's like, "Can you play Days the Notion remix?" I was like, "Yeah, I got you."
Yeah,
it's just like I played that, and then everybody was bouncing. I was like, "All right."
Yeah, and like you have to stay on top of new music. Like there's a lot of people that hate on new music. I saw on one of the posts that you had put
new music.
Oh god, yeah, I saw someone got really mad. Yeah, about robots and bleep loop music, and it's like it's wild. I don't get mad at people that like classical music.
You know who commented that though, right?
No?
Like this person that commented that is like a notorious like commenting on everything.
Okay.
Like if that's your opinion, thank you for sharing.
100%.
And thank you for the comment because it all kind of helps in the algorithm of getting our stuff out there. But yeah, you don't like it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, I always find it funny when people say like when they hate on music, like okay, there's a couple artists I don't particularly love. I'll go out there and say I'm not a huge Rihanna fan. I'm not a huge Beyonce fan, but I play both of them if I absolutely need to. Beyonce a little bit less than Rihanna. But if there's a dance floor and you know that it's gonna hit, you need to play what you know is gonna hit. So like last week, the last week we played ski joring week. It was a bunch of people in fur coats and cowboy boots. So we played cowboy.
Girly
pop.
Stuff. Yeah, girliest stuff as we had.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we'd like look at the crowd, dude. We got we're not
like,
doing anything like. We're not going to go in there and play dubstep. I mean, they probably would have stayed because there's not many other places to go. But oh yeah, you can like. It's funny because you can like build a whole dance floor and then you could ruin it in like 5 seconds.
True.
Like
it's a delicate creature.
Yeah. Well, we were laughing because like we kept handing it off and Matty went off when Matty was on and then I unplugged the CDJ somehow. My bad. I'm sorry about that. I know you probably weren't gonna give me crap about it, but it's totally fair.
Oh, that was hilarious.
I like kicked the power cord and it like cut his set, and then Deeks goes on and David Klein, he goes on and he's doing well, and like he just keeps playing hit after hit after hit. I was like every other song I was like going up to him, I was like, "You're stealing my music, man! You're stealing my music." So then by the time I get on, I have enough music to play, but that's always a concern too, which is another thing that you need to do. You need to make sure you have a big lineup. Like if you have 1,000 songs, make sure that you know that those songs, there's at least 20% of those that are like very, very viral. You can play underground music,
for sure,
but just make sure that you have stuff that's popular. Like what's that new one? I Run, the remix to I Run that you played.
Oh yeah.
Having that is a clutch move because it's not the same version that everybody hears, but they know the song.
Interesting.
Yeah, so then it can kind of help your set flow.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, finding music honestly is like 90% of DJing, and then like DJing is just like
because some DJs like pride themselves on finding the most obscure music, but if no one likes it, or if like no one knows it,
well, you gotta like it depends like what crowd you're playing for too. Like if you're playing a festival, whatever, play all your own stuff because people already know you if you're playing a festival for the most part, right? But even then, like those guys are all remixing like super popular songs.
True.
So it's like you got to kind of stay up on it. Like you can the old bangers hit like. Yeah. You can play like Rasputin or like some Gimme Gimme always hits.
Oh
yeah. Like Man After Midnight. Like all those always hit, but like
it's about finding the remix that is going to go at that time. That's really what DJing is. Because like if you look at big DJs, people like James Hype, they all sample classic dance music or disco,
100%.
and then just make it more modern to play to the crowd to fit their set.
Cool.
So that's really how how I read the room anyway. You make sure that you have someone moving. If no one's moving, you're doing a bad job.
Reevaluate the situation.
Exactly.
So what personal habits, like we said, we've been doing this party at the Pump and you've been kind of developing your life here in Banff and with your art. What personal habits have you developed to sustain both of those so that you don't just become Banffed and like toasted every weekend,
So like I'm doing Dry Jan right now.
Cool.
So except for herbal herbal needs.
Herbal remedies?
Yeah, exactly. I've stayed away from alcohol for the month. Just like,
congrats, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Just trying to make sure that I separate. Like, it's very easy to every time you're out have 3 or 4 drinks
100%.
or partake in a little bit more, especially if you get a bar tab. But like, just like not being hungover has been a big one. I also kind of injured myself in November.
Yeah.
So
Injured yourself what, like partying?
I fractured my humerus at the hill. So just kind of trying to, stay away. I'm going to physio, trying to take care of my body a little bit, but also like taking steps away. So like when I am on my off weekends, I'm not like going out and partying. I'm trying to avoid being out in the crowd. Not that I'm doing a great job this month because I'm not drinking, but I've been out more probably. But I feel more rested because I'm not going to bed drunk.
Well, that's it. I think there's a point, like anytime, like say myself with bartending or working, if you're working in an environment that involves partying or drinking, it's easy to kind of blend those lines.
Fair.
And at one point, it's not sustainable. Like you're either enjoying yourself too much where your performance is taking the hit, or the other way around. You're either staying sober and it's starting to feel more like work.
Yeah.
So it's kind of got to be a tightrope. Do you feel like consuming alcohol during your sets, has that helped you or hurt you?
So I didn't realize how much like drinking would affect it. Even herbal remedies, you hyperfixate on the things you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
So like this year, something I took into account is I've been recording all of my sets.
Cool.
Because I want to see how I'm improving. Because like a year in, I think that I'm playing decent sets, but I want to like see where I'm going wrong so I can make it better. I found that when I've recorded it, the 1 or 2 times that I recorded it when I was drinking, I thought I sounded way better than I did.
For sure.
So like being sober has helped my DJing. There's a lot of DJs that have been kind of on that like health train.
Yeah.
Because it's just not sustainable for you to drink as many, especially when they're touring as much as they are. I've noticed that I'm a little bit clearer headed and then also not as critical of myself.
Cool.
When I'm sober. So that really helps. But it's always like,
Have you ever seen the film It's All Gone, Pete Tong?
no, I haven't.
Okay, this is like, it's an old movie. It's a short film. It's a mockumentary. It's called It's All Gone, Pete Tong.
Okay.
And it's about this resident DJ in Ibiza who loses his hearing from partying too much.
Okay.
And like his addiction demon is represented by like this badger in the film. And it's like this fight between him and the badger that he wants to like consume. But he wants to also save his hearing and still be a DJ. It's like a very cool short film if you're into like dance music. I'd say it's a must see. It's kind of comedy, kind of sad, but it has like really cool themes of exactly what we're talking about, like consumption and DJing and like trying to live your life.
Well, I know what I'll be watching tonight.
That's pretty cool. What mistakes did you make maybe early on that you wish somebody would have told you not to do? Like if you could go back in time and like tell your early DJ self, don't do that, man.
Yeah.
Or like do it this way, or just
stop staying in the bedroom.
Fair enough.
Like first things first, get out. Because like even if you fail in front of people, it's better than being successful behind a closed door. Because like you could be the best DJ in the world in your bedroom, and then the second you go to hit play on a CDJ, not know how to utilize the equipment. So that's another thing.
Fair.
Don't be an equipment snob.
Yeah.
All equipment. At the end of the day, you're just mixing 2 songs together.
I play on like everything now.
Well,
that would be an
2
advantage,
controllers.
right?
Like 2 controllers that I've had. The quads that Jerry had.
Yeah. Sorry, the Denon?
The Denon,
Yeah,
the
that we
Prime
use for
Force.
emo night,
Yeah, those were sick. And then a kind of janky XDJ, XZ, and then 3000s.
Yeah.
What's it mean? Like being ready for performance no matter what mediums put in front of you, right?
Well, like, unless you're someone that is sponsored by a DJ outlet like Alpha Theta or like Denon, because Pioneer doesn't exist anymore. I mean, I guess technically there's Tracker too. There's so many different ways to DJ. So, like, for example, what everybody knows as a controller would be those 2 jog wheels, the buttons on the bottom, and then the shifters with the volume faders. Yeah. There's like so much different equipment that you can utilize. Like Alpha Theta just released one that has 3 channels that's meant for like mostly house music, but there's no crossfader because people that are mixing on that mixer aren't using a crossfader. They're mixing sonically, so they don't need to kind of change between the channels like that.
Yeah.
But someone like Matty, who's like effects focused and uses his cue points for everything, could go directly from using like a CDJs to someone like Laidback Luke uses a tracker mixer that just has 2 volume faders and a bunch of effects buttons. And Matt, you'd be able to use that 10 times better than I would.
I've been looking at one of those. Actually.
Yeah, I think that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, Laidback Luke, he just has like it's like not that much bigger than your phone.
Yeah.
It's like a tiny little 2-channel, and it's actually 4 decks.
Yeah.
It's like virtual 4 decks.
And you could use it with anything.
And he plugs in his phone and just like DJs on his phone like at festivals.
That's wild.
Yeah. And so like it's because it's really funny. I watch a lot of podcasts of DJs, and there's like a big misconception between like turntablists or people that use like CDJs and people that use like a controller. There's a lot of DJs that feel comfortable on their controller because they use it's like muscle memory. It's like when you're playing Call of Duty and you know exactly how to do a no scope. Again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't learn the skill, but there's a big jump between. That's why I was saying learning on new equipment would be a big one, or just making do with what you have. Like I have an all-in-one that I don't really love because it just doesn't fit the style of what I'm doing now because we're mostly using CDJs when we mix.
Yeah.
So I went and bought a cheaper controller that I just use when I'm mixing at home or to set cue points, and then if I need to play a show like for the tribute festival, I'm going to use my Denon for the entire setup. But yeah.
Nice.
And I really liked what you said. The quote, like I'm going to clip it for sure. It's like it's better to mess up in front of people than to be successful behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to learn. Like,
Well, that's it. And like honestly, your first bomb might seem like the end of the world, but like you're only going to get better from there. And like, what a more motivating feeling, honestly.
The amount of shows I've left and been like for example, the DJ competition that I did at Mel's on the 7th, I was the first person to go and totally thought I did terrible because there was no one on the floor, there was no one really in the room at that time, and then I still ended up finishing in the top 5.
Oh, sick!
But leaving the venue, I went down in my car and I was hypercritical about myself, and I went back and listened to it, and then at the end I was like, okay, now that I can reflect it, the song selection was really good, my transitions were good, someone did come out to see me, so it's about being able to balance it, because playing, like I said, playing in front of no one in an open venue is better than playing for no one in your room, right?
Very well said.
Well,
Very well said.
When you start out too, especially if you're playing I don't know how long your set is for the after party there, but
2 hours.
Yeah, if you're playing 2 hours, I played 3, almost 4 hours on New Year's, and it's just the beginning of the night, there's not going to be really
anyone there,
a bunch of people around. There's going to be some people chilling out, having drinks. You never know. When I started, there was people finishing dinner. You know what I mean? So
lounge vibes.
Chill out for a bit. People will show up, and later in the night, people start coming in, so you can bring the energy up a little bit to match the bar, and it's hard sometimes when you're the first DJ on and there's nobody there, because by the time your set's done, there's probably still not going to be that many people here. Second, third DJ, people start showing up sometimes. It depends.
How much pressure are the venues putting on you to have people show up?
Depends on the venue that you're at. I know that it's weird because Pump and Tap's such an odd venue to throw a show at, to be honest with you. The way that came about, though, was that the Boiler Room sets, I told Matty, we played an emo night, and I was like, how crazy would it be if we threw a Boiler Room here? Because it's a small little venue, and it would be a sweatbox. Getting people that want to go to it is a little bit difficult, but the venue hasn't put any pressure on me so far. I played another gig at Sizzlers, and I felt more pressure at that one because they're that's a bar. They're surviving on bar sales.
Yeah.
So you're getting paid, and if there's no one there, it's your responsibility to make sure you bring as many people as possible. Yeah. It's also the bar's responsibility to make sure that it's adequately noted that they're doing it and advertising it properly too. So sometimes there's a big disconnect because people that run clubs or manage clubs will think that the DJ, it's their job for everything.
Both thinks the other is responsible. Yeah, but it's more of it's got to be kind of.
It's the same thing,
mutual thing.
Yeah, in bands too. It's how many people can you get in here?
Especially if they're paying you, there's an expectation.
It's you want to do a metal night here. How many people are going to show up? I don't want to have nobody in here for the whole night. You know what I mean?
It depends on how the conversation happens too. If I approach a bar and I'm like for example with Pump and Tap, when I approach them, I was I think this will do really well, and it has. It's been wildly successful. Saturdays were a dead night for them. They weren't really getting a lot of business, and now people are kind of starting to see it. They're coming. We're getting more audience. It's not always full, but more people than they really would ever have on a Saturday.
Yeah, fair.
So they're very happy. But if a bar approaches you to play, they want you there for whatever reason, you know, it's going to benefit them. I feel like it's also equally their responsibility to to help push that. So you got to work together. It's got to be a collaborative thing. You can't wag the tail can't wag the dog, right?
You kind of got to be thinking, like, I don't know. It's kind of like if you're doing any kind of promotion stuff, like there's sometimes expectation behind that, but also you're still trying to do art. So how would you describe kind of the whole Banff music scene to someone who's never experienced it? And like, how has community support shaped your journey so far?
It's twofold. So how would I describe the Banff scene? I feel like there's something for everybody here. No matter what style of music you're into, there's a scene for it. Whether you're someone like, you know, Jad, who likes the more bluesy kind of like country, folky sound. There's lots of that around. There's 2 different open mics that you can do. There's the one at Mondays that Liam throws at Beaver Bar. And then there's Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday night at Tommy's has an open mic as well, which is really cool. We have electronic music literally every night of the week, except for maybe Mondays, just about everywhere. You know, you got people like Hops doing things like With Intention. The 3D D&B boys doing their thing once a month. We do shows at Mel's once a month for drum and bass. So you've got a little bit of everything. And now with the Dusty Boots being open, there's like a specific club oriented toward country, right? Which is great. You know, I think we're going to see a lot of DJs come out with they're going to be in their Cowboy Carter era.
Okay, bro.
Which is going to be great.
One of the last things I went to see was Big X the Plug. Big X the Plug, like I know him as a Texas rapper. But I didn't know that he had just released a collaborative country album. And I swear half the crowd had country hats on and were there for those country songs, which I thought was crazy.
But it's wild too because there's so much crossover between music genres now. Like you have people like Post Malone who made careers out of being a pop star / rapper, now doing complete country vibes, and like it's very interesting. But the scene here is like eclectic. You've got so many different styles, and then there's a lot more artists here than people think. I mean,
crazy amounts.
I like obviously it makes sense. It's a beautiful place. Art people that like art go to beautiful places. It makes sense. The culture is really good here. I think that it might be a little bit different than what city people are expecting.
For sure.
You know, if you come in and you're thinking that you're going to get like, again, like if you're from Toronto and you think you're going to be getting like that high energy, super build up, great performance, you're not going to get that. Like the people that are DJing here don't want to headline Coachella.
For sure.
Right? It'll be a little bit different than that, but like you're going to have a great time. Sing-alongs. If you're out with your friends, you're going to have a sing-along night no matter where you go, sort of idea.
Amazing. What's one moment from, I don't know, maybe your past year at the Pump and Tap that stands out to you kind of as a highlight?
Last Saturday. Like the bar was full.
Oh yeah, dude.
That was entire wild. Night.
That was a good night.
Sick.
Bar was full the entire night. Obviously, town was so busy that people didn't have a lot of places to go. But like we had people filtering in, like other people that we DJ with that have never been to Pump.
So Patty was right up front there by the end of my set. I was like, whoa, dude, whatever. Philo Green, the guy that won the DJ competition, got to open for What's So Not. He also came through for a bit. I think Jesse was there for a bit too, the other guy from Peak Frequency. I saw him for a minute.
So everybody kind of coming and going. It's been really, really, really great. But like the 2 ski joring events went really wild. The first show we did was the ski joring last year, and I brought a bunch of my friends from Calgary and we did like drum and bass at Pump and Tap. So before I had actually met Matty. So that was another highlight because it was like me getting to throw a show, which was really cool. So to go from, you know, just DJing and like not really getting booked to throwing my own shows and then also getting to bring my friends in was really cool too.
Amazing, man. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's good to see that arc going onwards and upwards.
Appreciate it.
What would you tell someone who's maybe at home listening who has a dream of kind of doing what you're doing, who wants to maybe start DJing or move to somewhere beautiful?
Just do it. Like, honestly, most of my life, I've always just kind of like asked questions because an unasked question, the answer is always no. Just get out there and do it. Even if you're scared of something or you think that it's going to be difficult, that means that you're making the right decision because life shouldn't be comfortable. Like
100%.
You should be happy, but you shouldn't necessarily be comfortable.
Absolutely. I think a lot of times these days people misinterpret uncomfortableness or something new for anxiety. You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to be putting yourself through things that are difficult to grow as a person. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's one quote that I mean, it was a quote or some video I saw recently that kind of really hit home. Say you're a bodybuilder, right? Or you want to be a bodybuilder. The person that you see as like, this is the bodybuilder, right? Like he didn't just he wasn't born a bodybuilder. One day, this person decided, I'm going to be a bodybuilder, went to the gym the first time and put that ball into motion and then stayed consistently and, over years and over time. Now you look at them as a successful bodybuilder. Same thing goes for, say, an adventurer. Like the polar explorers that we sat with, they didn't just decide to go explore the poles. They first went on a hike, and then they first went on an overnight mission, and then hike. You know what I mean? So it's like you can decide to be whoever you want to be if you put that ball in motion, and it's through persistence, not persistency. That's not a word. It's through persistence, and I guess I don't know, just like doing it for the love of it that'll get you there, right?
100%. It's actually really funny that you say that because I saw this quote the other day, and like it kind of relates to all of us because we all like do winter sports. There's a lot of like sports that people will be dedicated to in their lifetime. Like you said, powerlifting. There's like basketball, hockey, football. People will be dedicated to from the time that they're kids until the day they die. But you don't call them bums. Like someone that plays a lot of football, you don't call them a football bum, right? But someone that skis or chooses to like make their life about living in a ski town, you call them a ski bum. The same with like surfers or snowboarders, right? So I saw this quote the other day, and it was like the reason that I feel like a lot of people are willing to like basically live in a van or like throw corporate life away to be a ski bum or a surfer bum or what have you is because when they're on the hill or on the water, they're creating art with the world. So it's like things that other people shouldn't be able to do. Like you're defying what life should be by skiing down a mountain or by snowboarding down a mountain. And you interacting with the earth, you're interacting with it in a way that you'd never be able to any other way. Damn. So it's, like it's kind of profound that way. I just feel like those two kind of correlated to each other. Right?
That's so deep, man. Like, I would say it for sure. If you're into those types of sports, there's a certain type of person, right? Like, certain people, you go, oh yeah, cool, Banff is sweet, but I couldn't do it forever. And then like other people come here and it's like
I don't want to leave.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, the water. So I get that for sure. Maybe
like there'd be like you'd be going on a hike. There's like an 80-year-old lady just like phone goes flying past you. You're like, whoa, dude, where did you come from?
Well, it's like it doesn't feel like effort, and it doesn't feel like you're losing out on anything. Like other people think, oh my God, he's just living in Banff, just living his best Banff life. But it's like, no, it's not my best Banff life. This is what I'm happy with, right?
Yeah.
When I look back at like what my perfect life would have been as like a child, like this is it, man. Like I get to snowboard all the time. I hang out in one of the coolest places. Like it's not far off. It's easy to get down on yourself here in Banff, being that like you're working a service job, or again, ski bum life kind of has this negative connotation. But like the moments of beauty that we get here is worth every penny.
Would you rather be someone working in middle corporate America or Canada, or someone that gets to do what you love on a day in and day out basis? And it's like other people look down on us for doing that. Yeah. It's like, you can go ahead and keep looking down, man. Like I feel like you being able to only come and have fun like once a week or something like that would be crazy to me.
The old saying, like, my life is your vacation, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We get to live this every day, and there is a price to that.
Yeah, 100%.
Right on. Tons of great insights. Thank you so much.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
We're going to move on to our new segment. This one's very on brand for this episode. So we're back with You Didn't Hear It From Us. Have you guys heard about Ora Bora?
Yes, sir.
Is this the festival, the music festival?
Music festival.
I saw an ad for it on Instagram, I think, this morning.
Right here in Banff. So I got a little bit more information for you guys. First of all, it's going down at the end of March. So March 27th, March 28th. They've released the headliners. Have you guys heard of these? Have you guys seen these?
I saw one day.
Josh was talking about them at work, but...
So day one, which would be March 27th, headlining is A-Track, with support of Simon Dottie, CRI, which is a DJ set. Day two, headlining is Para Forcuva, MC4D, and Braid Easy. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But there's also going to be a community stage with local artists. So local artists out there, such as yourselves, I would recommend reaching out to maybe the people organizing Ora Bora and throw your hat in the rings. They're also doing like a market type situation that I saw. So that might be some new information for some. And they're accepting vendors. So I guess they're going to have a kind of market style situation in addition.
That'd be cool. Like, are they going to use like the whole parking lot or something?
That's what I think will happen.
Set up like the Christmas market?
Yeah. No, I don't. I think the market might be indoors and there'll be amenities indoors, but I think the main stage will be outside. They're going to clear that whole parking lot.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's going to be a heck of a party. Like we've never seen anything like this before in the town of Banff as far as electronic music festival, 2-day dedicated.
Yeah. A-Track's a pretty big name too.
Huge.
Yeah. Club,
right?
like massive club DJ in Vegas. So.
Yeah. So reactions from townspeople have been split.
Of
People,
course.
obviously, after the ski
yeah.
touring. I've kind of
right.
reevaluated my position on ski touring. Like, it was a successful event.
It was like, if,
Right?
if
Like-
they wanted it to pack out, and it packed out. Like,
I think it was overly successful just due to the weather. Like, if that same event was going on this week, you would have a very different outcome, I think. It was just kind of a perfect storm.
I actually talked to one of the organizers.
Yeah.
He came into my shop during the event, and he was saying that they initially planned for like 30,000.
Yeah.
Which was like well under what they like.
Under.
And like last year apparently was like 25. So they had estimated it being a little bit more, but not quite 44,000 people trying to bring a vehicle into town.
Yeah.
Was kind of wild.
And the numbers have been revised too. A lot of social media accounts were blowing up that Banff had like shattered its single day attendance record and all this stuff. But the only thing that really happened was the amount of vehicles during a small period of time trying to enter town was the issue. So again, like Bow Valley people, we love to overblow problems and we love to complain about tourism.
It's because they had to wait in 2 minutes of traffic.
Right. So
Look at what happened with the when
I
they
don't
closed.
know.
my
Like,
phone.
we're here to support tourism. There's gonna be events. Honestly, it's not as if this was a surprise event. Pretty sure the town council is meeting on it today, or they have met on it. I mean, as far as the amounts of negative incidents that happen, they're very few.
We have this every year.
Yeah.
It's not like the crowd was any different.
Yeah.
There was just more of that crowd than there usually is, which is kind of unfortunate. But I mean, like, it is what it is.
This was gonna be a great event. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see how this goes down, and this could set the framework for larger festivals in the future. Like,
I'm here for it.
Harvest Fest was awesome. That was my first experience this summer at Harvest Fest. Having these community-based events in the heart of town that really brings us together. Like, I feel like, yeah, it's fun to bring tourists in, but the locals really love these events as well.
Like not having to travel to go to an electronic festival would be like clutch. Like Big White does one every year. There's always some in Calgary. Why not do it in the most beautiful place on earth?
And why not be like take this opportunity to be a leading example of how to sustainably do it in a national park? Like,
100%.
They do it with Harvest Fest. They do it with the Canmore Folk Fest with the reusable cups, like super environmentally focused. And I think there shouldn't be a problem as long as the cleanup crew after the events is adequate, right?
I don't think there'd be a problem even getting people to volunteer. Banff has a huge plur community, people that go to festivals like Shambhala or
100%.
Wicked Woods, and I can't see why we wouldn't want to make sure that we continue to maintain it or do what other big festivals do. You know, do like a reward system for bringing pieces of garbage back.
No, but they also do. There's like, I'm thinking about Canmore Folk Fest specifically. Like they have the
zero
the
waste.
Biosphere Institute.
Okay.
Is there overseeing the disposal of the waste and making sure that it's all done. So like they volunteer their time to go and make sure that everything is disposed of properly as it should in this national park. So I don't see why the same frameworks can't be applied to this and we can't do more events because it's going to be a heck of a party. So let us know what you think in the comments. And remember, you didn't hear it from us. That's all the time we got for today, man. Thank you so much for joining and lending your ear and sharing your thoughts with us. Some pretty good quotes today.
Absolutely.
I
I just want to give one more shout out too.
100%.
I'm going to be playing at the Tribute Festival after party at Banff Social on Saturday.
So that's coming up this weekend.
Yeah, it is. It's free. We're also doing a show at Pump and Tap as well.
He's doing back-to-back.
Back-to-back,
Double duty that night.
Double duty on
So
Saturday.
go follow him venue to venue.
Yeah,
because
exactly, guys.
You can.
Go right from Tribute to the after party, right to the Pump and Tap, guys.
Heck yeah. Tribute's coming up next week. We didn't even really talk about it, but you might remember from years past, cocktail and food festival going on Bear Street. So they'll have that. I think the tents are already up.
No, they took him down. I'm sure they'll put him back.
Took them down, put them back up.
I think
so
they're
yeah,
gonna go
next weekend, once again, is part of Snow Days. So again, another, I think, month-long festival put on, Banff Lake Louise Tourism, Town of Banff, tons of great events happening. It's going to be a little bit different this year because the snow carving's kind of in that zone too. So get out there next weekend. Go catch our boy DuBzZ DJing. You're going to have a good time.
Yeah, 100%.
Guaranteed. So Thanks again for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to us yet and you've been with us this whole time, what are you waiting for?
No doubt.
Smash it up.
Hello.
Smash it up. Go check out our TikTok. A lot of people don't know we're on TikTok. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music, please go subscribe to the YouTube. Go give our boy Devin a like and subscribe. Where can they find you, bro?
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Or on YouTube as well. Both D Malloy 32.
For sure. Yeah. And hit them DMs up if you want to book him or Matty Rage for some shows.
Let's go.
That's all the time we got this week. Big shout out to Drink Shaft. Easiest grab and go cold brew coffee in the Bow Valley. Get yours today. Big thank you to the Brew Pub for having us in the tap room. And like every week, see you next Tuesday. Peace.